crush the bearing, just remove all those broken pieces, and then crush the inner race around the axle, and then you can turn or remove a cap like that. Bearings make wheels go round, literally. There are two main systems. The first one is this one, cup and cone, where you have a surface here, and you have the balls, and you have another surface on the hub, not this hub. And then the balls will rotate around in some grease. It's a bit messy to maintain, but as long as it's set up right and maintained, it's beautiful, not gonna give you trouble. This is the system that Shimano likes to use. And the other system is the cartridge bearing system. And how good this is gonna go really depends on the quality of your hub. If it's an expensive hub, it's gonna be fine. If it's a cheap hub, it might really give you some trouble removing, maintaining this kind of stuff, like this kind of thing. And this is the story that I have for you today, which is a story about this axle over here. Now, this axle belongs to this hub, this one here. And this is a very cheap hub. It says Dayhan here. I don't know what the actual OEM is, but there it is. So the design is like this. You have the axle, and then you will have the two stops for the bearings. So one bearing goes here, and the other bearing goes here, and then you will have a cap on the end on this side, and you will have a cap on the end on this side. Easy, right? And that will go in the hub. The problem is with these caps. Many caps are designed to be pulled off and pushed on, and that's fine. It doesn't have any big trouble, typically. But these ones are designed as a screw on and screw off, because I guess they want to save costs by doing this kind of thing. But as we all know, when we have metals, you can get corrosion, you can get galling. Basically, two metals can get stuck together. And then when they get stuck together, you have a problem like I had. I removed one bearing, one cap, and then I was stuck with this. And I couldn't get anywhere. There's a wrench flat here, but then, you know, you can keep on turning it and keep on turning it. And you can do this for years if you want. The axle will keep on rotating and rotating. So if it's stuck, it's really stuck. What can we do? I thought put it in a vise, like a bench vise. Put it in a vise. Didn't work. I thought, okay, let's take locking pliers like this. These are really nice ones by 3 Peaks, Japanese company, and really grab the axle like this. And then I scratched it up, but I didn't really get anywhere. And I thought, okay, what can I do? What if I compress the bearing? I'm not going to compress this bearing because it's a new one, but what if I compress the bearing like this and really push hard, so hard on it that I can lock the axle in place and I can turn the cap. Well, as you know, there's hollow space here, basically some balls and some other things, you know, it's not one piece of metal. So I totally crushed the bearing, done, totally crushed. And then I thought, let's try another bearing, and I totally crushed that one as well, totally dead. Like fell into a million pieces dead. And I thought, okay, well, now I'm stuck. I had this situation where I had this is the inner race of one of the bearings that I crushed. So when I say crushed, I mean crushed. And I put this on, well, I mean, I didn't put this on, this was on here, because the rest of the bearing just totally broke, cracked, split, fell apart. And I had this kind of thing where I still can't remove this, the cap is still stuck, seized, and I'm going, okay, I don't know, am I buying a new wheel? Maybe. And then I had this idea, what if I do the same thing that I tried to do with the bearing? But what if I go here and I try to grab this very hard? So not only grab it hard, I don't want to mar the axle here. What if I not only grab this hard, I'm not going to actually lock it, but you can push down, you can lock it further. And then actually you can apply extra force. You can apply an awesome amount of force through this kind of thing, where you can use a tool and you can turn it and you can really crush it so hard. And that's what I did. And after I did this, I was actually able to go ahead and unscrew this cap. Right now it's easy because it's not seized anymore, but unscrew the cap. So this is kind of one of these problems where if you buy cheap wheels with cartridge bearings like these, you might have an awful lot of trouble. It has nothing to do with the quality of the bearings or something, it's the design of the system. In this case, you have threads, and then, you know, they can get stuck together and you're gonna have fun. So if you have this situation, my advice is to try what I tried, which is this inner race here. You can see this one, and you can see this is the inner race right here. Crush the bearing, just remove all those broken pieces, and then crush the inner race around the axle, and then you can turn or remove a cap like that. Worked for me. The axle is still in good shape, a bit scratched up, but in good shape, and this wheel is going to be ready to go when I'm done with it.